Begin by safely raising and supporting the vehicle and removing the wheels. Please follow the link provided at the end of this video if you need additional assistance with that task. If you live in a four-season climate, now is a good time to break the rotor locating screws loose while someone can keep their foot on the brake to help keep the rotor from spinning. If you have an impact driver, you don't need to worry about it. You will need to disconnect the wear sensor from the electrical line. Release the electrical connector by using a flathead screwdriver and rotating to release the clip indicated by the red arrow. For the ease of handling the caliper during the removal process, you will want to detach the cable mounts holding the brake line to the wheel carrier. For the front carrier, the lines are held at 2 points. Begin by using a T30 to remove the screw, red arrow, holding the cable mount. Use a T40 to remove the screw, red arrow, holding the second cable mount. With the wear sensor disconnected and the wires loosened, remove the two M14 caliper mounting bolts, red arrows. You will need to replace these bolts with new ones for the installation. You may need to push the caliper back and forth on the rotor to move the pistons and pads back into the caliper enough to clear the rotor. Once the caliper can be removed from the rotor, you will have to handle it carefully as to not stress or damage the brake line. Never let the caliper hang by the brake line. If the brake line snaps or starts to bleed, you will need to replace the line and bleed the system. You must support the weight of the caliper with a rope or hanger, or have a sturdy surface you can set it on that is the same height as the rotor. You can now remove the locating screw, red arrow, holding the rotor to the flange. There is a good chance these screws will be stuck if this is the first time they are being removed. Use a T50 torque impact screwdriver to help break them loose. If you live in a four-season climate, the locating screw may be rusted. We recommend applying a small amount of anti-seize to the locating screw during the installation. Once you remove the screw, use care as the rotor is now free. The rotors are extremely heavy and you do not want to drop it. Depending on the age of the rotor and where you live, you might need to tap the bell of the rotor or use a screwdriver in the cooling slots on the edge to break the rotor free. With the rotor removed, make sure to clean the flange to give you a clean and flat mounting surface. If you live in a four-season climate, we recommend applying a small amount of anti-seize to the flange. Installation is the reverse of removal. Torque the caliper bolts to 85 Newton meters or 63 foot-pounds. Torque all bracket mounting hardware to 10 Newton meters or 7.5 foot-pounds. Do not get any grease or dirt onto the new rotor. Now, pads and rotors need to be bedded or broken in. Please make sure to bed in your pads and or rotor according to the instructions from the manufacturer of the parts you purchased. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.